In today's class, we are going to discuss an interesting as well as a humorous story entitled Uncle Podger Hangs a Picture, written by Jerome Klapka Jerome. Now, as we usually do, let us first know something about the author. The author, Jerome K. Jerome, was a humorist famous for his comic novels and travelogues. His best known works are Three Men in a Boat and Three Men in the Bummel. Uncle Podger Hangs a Picture is an abridged version from a chapter in the novel Three Men in a Boat. Now let us come to the lesson. The author here said that a commotion was always noticed in the house whenever Uncle Podger undertook a job. A picture came from the frame makers and was kept standing in the dining room waiting to be put up. Now when Aunt asked what would be done with that picture, Uncle told her that she need not worry about that because he would fix everything. And then what would Uncle do? He would take off his coat and send the children one by one to bring the materials required for hanging the picture. You see what he does? He does not do the work all by himself. He sends all the children and engages them rather to bring everything, and then the work would be done at home. At first, the girl was sent for 6 penny worth of nails, and then one of the boys after her to tell her the size of the nails. So that could be done at once, but he did that work twice. The girl was sent first in order to bring the nails, and another boy of the house was sent behind her to bring to tell her the size of the nails. Another boy called Will was sent to bring the hammer, and Tom was the name of another boy. Tom was asked to bring the rule. So what do we see? The girl was sent to bring the nails. Another boy sent behind her to tell her the size of the nails. Another boy called Will to bring the hammer, and finally a boy called Tom was asked to bring the rule. Uncle here also demanded a step ladder and a kitchen chair. So all these things should be brought to him, and he would then hang the picture on the wall. He further asked his wife, that is Aunt Maria, not to depart. Probably he thought that his wife was departing from that place, but he asked her not to depart because he wanted somebody to hold the light. So somebody should hold the light also, so that he could hang the picture properly. In the meantime, when the girl was sent to go for a picture cord, again the girl was sent and she had to bring a cord in order to tie the picture properly. For hanging, we understand that it has to be tied with a cord and then it has to be hung. And Tom was again there to hand him up the picture. So he would not get down. He would stand on the kitchen chair and finally on the ladder, and somebody would be there to hand him the picture. And then started the real commotion. It is the funniest part of the story. Uncle lifted up the picture, dropped it, and it came out of the frame. So everything was done to him. All the nails, the hammer, The rule, the step ladder, kitchen chair, the light, everything was shown to uncle, and the picture finally also was handed to him. But what did he do? He lifted the picture with his hand and immediately he dropped it, and it came out of the frame. He tried to save the glass and cut his hand severely. So anyhow he tried to save the glass of the frame, and as a result what happened? He cut his hand. Uncle ran about the room looking for his handkerchief to cover his hand. So naturally when we cut our hand like that, or when we get an injury, we look for something, some antiseptic or any other medicine or any other piece of cloth in order to bind it up. So uncle also got down from the kitchen chair and he ran about the entire room in order to cover his hand. The handkerchief was not found because it was in the pocket of his coat and he forgot where he kept his coat. Now the handkerchief was missing. For what reason was it missing? It was missing because it was kept in the pocket of his coat, and naturally uncle forgot where he kept his coat. So we understand that he is a forgetful person also. Now all the family members had to leave off their work to look for his coat, and finally when he got off from the chair, it was found that he had been sitting on his coat. So the entire family had to leave off all their jobs, whatever they were doing, to help uncle hang the picture. They started looking for his coat, and finally uncle got off the chair in excitement. Probably he was excited because he was angry also. Naturally, when he did not do any work by himself, he had the habit of blaming others. So, as I was saying, he was angry, he got off the chair, and it was found that he had been sitting on his coat. Uncle called all his family members fools by saying proudly that he found the coat himself. Now, was it really found by himself? Did he find the coat himself? No, he did not find it himself. It was there on the chair and everybody saw that it was kept on the chair and he had been sitting on it. So it was a rather, I should say, a type of it's not a proper way of behaving as we consider in case of Uncle Podger, but he had the attitude of blaming others and he calls the entire family fools when they are not so, and he is very proud of himself. And why is he proud? He says proudly that he had found the coat himself. Then some more time was spent on tying up his finger and the process of helping him would start again. So some time was lost again behind tying up his finger, his injured finger, and the process of helping him to hang that picture would start again. But here again, when he held the nail, he immediately dropped it. He could not do anything properly. You see, no work could be done by him in a proper manner. He breaks the glass of the frame, he injures his hand, and when the nail is given to him, he again drops the nail. So the entire process of a simple hanging of a picture is being repeated on and on. It doesn't take much time, but because of this man's worthless attitude, or I should say a lazy attitude, this simple work cannot be done in a proper time. So some more time was spent behind tying up his finger, and the process of helping him would start again. But here again, when he held the nail, he immediately dropped it. So he held the nail with his hand and dropped it again. And the entire family now would have to go down on their knees looking for the nail. They would stop their job again and they would go down on their knees. They would just grovel on the ground in order to look where the nail was. When the nail was finally found, he lost his hammer. The third mistake again. Now the nail was found, the hammer was lost. And finally, after looking for some time, probably the entire room or any other place, it was under any piece of furniture, the hammer was found. But the sight of the mark was lost that he had made on the wall. Now, we always know that in order to hang a picture or whenever we want to hang something on the wall, be it a picture or a wall hanging or any other such thing, we have to make a mark on the wall. We cannot make it here and there or any other place. So a proper mark has to be made on the wall. Uncle Podger had made this mark quite before, but now this sight was lost. This mark could not be found again. The hammer was found, but the sight of the mark was lost that he had made on the wall. Now what happened? All the people had to get up on the chair one by one, and interestingly, a different mark was found at a different place. Now what the family members could do, they had nothing to do but to help Uncle Podger. Now in what way were they helping Uncle Podger? They all had to get up on the chair one by one. Not all together, of course. One by one they would get up on the chair, and it was very interesting as well as funny that a different mark was found at a different place. Naturally, the one who was tall would find a mark somewhere above. The one who was short would find a mark somewhere below. So a different mark was found at different place. And finally, what did Uncle Podger do? He found a point 3 inches above which was beyond his reach. So finally Uncle Podger found a mark. It was 3 inches above his height, and it was naturally it was beyond his reach. And when he tried to grope that mark, he would slip and slide on the piano. He could not keep his balance anymore, and he slipped and slided on the piano. Now we can imagine very well what kind of a commotion erupted in the house, what kind of a picture it was. It was rather, I shouldn't say rather, it was rather funny, extremely funny and extremely disgusting also. At last, Uncle found the spot, and now what he does, he placed his left thumb on the nail. You see what kind of a fool he is. He found the spot and he placed his left thumb on the nail and blew the hammer with full might. How foolery, or what kind of a foolery from a person that we can expect. Whenever we want to place a nail on a wall in order to hang something, can we ever place our thumb? We can never do it, isn't it so? But Uncle Podger did that. Just because, I should say, he was rather a fool, he was not sensitive, he was not sensible, he did not go into any logic. What did he do? He put the nail, He placed his left thumb on that nail and he blew the hammer with full might. And naturally, what was the result of it? It was a huge impact of the blow, and with the first blow, he smashed his thumb. Now you can just visualize it, isn't it so? He smashed his thumb, dropped the hammer with a yell on somebody's toes definitely. So with that first blow, what happened? He smashed his thumb and dropped the hammer. He got hurt in his thumb and the hammer was dropped into the ground. And where did it fall? It fell on somebody's toes. So he yelled, that means Uncle Podger yelled, and along with him there was another person on whose toes the hammer fell. He or she also yelled, although we do not know who that person was. Now Aunt Maria, that is Uncle Podger's wife, she was extremely disgusted with her husband's activities. Now what did she decide? She decided something very serious. She would observe all this mildly, and she said that next time when uncle undertook a job, she would go to her mother's place and spend the week with her. So what did Aunt Maria decide? She observed uncle's activities with meticulous care, and she decided that next time whenever uncle would undertake a job of this sort, she would make arrangements to go and spend a week with her mother. She would not return before a week. Now, at this kind of decision of hers, uncle got angry. Uncle would blame her by saying that she always made an issue over small things. Now, uncle would blame her by saying that she was fussy. She always made a hill out of a mole, and she would make an issue over small things. According to him, this wasn't an issue at all. So he was angry with her. He would try to hammer the nail again, and this time the nail would go through the plaster and halve the hammer after it. Now uncle would try to hammer the nail again, and this time what happened? The nail would go through the plaster. It would enter the wall, it would go through the plaster, and half the hammer would go after it. You can imagine the picture, the nail already inside the wall and half of the hammer also inside the wall. The rule and the string would be found again. Now this entire process of hanging the picture starting from the beginning would be repeated again. The rule and the string would be found again. Again a new hole would be made, and finally by midnight the picture was hung in a very crooked and insecure position. So the rule and the string would be found again. Again a new hole was made on the wall, and the process of hanging the picture that started early during the day would be completed by midnight. And that too, the picture was hung in a very crooked and insecure position. Not even in a proper position, it was hung in a crooked and insecure position. Uncle would now declare with evident pride that he was not a person who would do any odd jobs like this. Now at the end you see uncle is extremely proud of his work. And what did he say? That He was not a person to do any such menial jobs. He was born to do some jobs which was superior. He was not a person to do such inferior jobs. So we can understand what kind of a man he is. So we finish the lesson here. The lesson has been explained, and your assignment would be write down a short summary of the passage in your own words.